Good afternoon, students. My name is Janine Haug, and I will be speaking to you on the topic of climate change, the melting of Arctic ice and its impact on humanity and wildlife. The warming climate is causing Arctic ice to melt, which is affecting weather, causing coastal flooding, and in turn impacting different types of wildlife. Melting ice is happening at an alarming rate, where scientists are stating current projections indicate an essentially ice-free Arctic Ocean in the summer by sometime around the middle of this century, and even sooner if the actual loss continues to outpace model projected losses. With only 57% of Americans believing in global warming, according to Pew Research from 2010, the importance of people understanding the impact is grave. There are two categories referenced as forcers that contribute to climate change. Natural processes that have been around for millions of years, like the greenhouse gases, water, and carbon, that trap heat very well. Simply defined, the greenhouse effect is a natural process that warms the Earth's surface, critical for sustaining life. The sun's energy reaches the Earth's atmosphere, some of which reflects back to space, and the rest is absorbed and re-radiated by greenhouse gases. The issue lies with anthropogenic forcers, more recently brought about by humans and their increased usage of fossil fuel. Transportation such as cars, trucks, and planes are accelerating the CO2 concentration in the atmosphere, causing melting Arctic ice. 96% of land ice on the planet is in the Arctic. Therefore, if the Earth were to lose just 8% of its ice, the consequences for some coastal regions would be dramatic. To put this into perspective, the lower part of the Florida Peninsula and much of Louisiana, including New Orleans, would be submerged, and low-lying cities, including London, New York, and Shanghai, would be endangered. The effects of land with coastal flooding and erosion are also affecting wildlife in different ways for a variety of species, such as independent marine mammals like polar bears. The melting of Arctic ice affects not only the quality and quantity of food sources, but also what their food source will now be. The polar bear will have less access to seal and other familiar prey and must travel further distances due to the retreating ice. According to an article in Bioscience, if animals are to explore more non-ice areas, this would change foraging behavior as well as expose them to diseases and other threats that would ultimately exterminate an estimated 2/3 of that population. According to Lonnie G. Thompson, humanity has three options: mitigate, adapt, or suffer. If we refuse to take this leap, we'll to suffering of all species. We can be reactive, adapting to continued changes by constructing sea barriers, relocating coastal towns and cities, changing agricultural practices, and strengthening human and animal immunity to climate-related diseases. Being proactive by reducing greenhouse gas emissions by driving cars less, utilizing walking or public transportation, or enhancing natural carbon storage like the expansion of forests makes mitigation appear to be the better solution. Unfortunately, globally, there is all talk, no action. Although we need this changed behavior on a global scale, if we want to have a chance to overcome the effects of climate change, it must start with you as individuals. Simple changes to help reduce your carbon footprint planet by visiting www.worldwildlife.org. We can no longer prevent global warming, so which path will you take to protect humanity and wildlife? Thank you.